in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
It's just where I'm born at.
So is that kind of a thing with like some of the fighters that are working with Turki Alalshikh now as they go over to Riyadh and you know, a lot of that is investing in the economy there. They're getting paid.
Oh no, I never met him. Mm-hmm. He seemed like a pretty cool guy. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't really speak on his situation or speak on another fighter's situation. I'm just telling you my outlook on just my outlook.
Floyd Mayweather is planning to elevate his exhibition matches after meeting with Turki Alalshikh about a potential Terence Crawford exhibition during the Riyadh season. This comes after Mayweather expressed his desire to settle the ongoing debate among boxing fans regarding who is the better fighter, himself or Crawford. While Crawford is the only active boxer with a record close to Mayweather's perfect 50-0, Floyd feels the need to settle the score with him in the ring.
Had a chance to hang around Terence, and both guys, class act.
The debate over who has the stronger resume is also a point of discussion, but Floyd is looking to achieve two major goals at once, making a significant purse and settling the debate with Crawford. The meeting between Floyd Mayweather and Turki Alalshikh has been long anticipated, given that both are influential figures in boxing. Floyd took the initiative to visit Saudi Arabia to discuss his exhibition plans, with a fight against Crawford at the top of his agenda. However, there is a challenge ahead as Crawford is interested in fighting Canelo Alvarez later this year. Despite that, the conversation between Floyd and Alalshikh began on a note of mutual admiration.
No, Crawford, we have a thought about it. But our case, we can support to have rematch.
Turki Alalshikh has always spoken highly of Mayweather, praising his undefeated career. He once stated, "Every fighter dreams of a career like Mayweather's, 0 losses, something that happens once every 50 or 60 years." This comes after a discussion with Carl Froch. Turki Alalshikh is now teaming up with UFC President Dana White to simplify boxing and create fresh opportunities for fighters and fans alike, where a boxer's value isn't determined by the number of losses on their record. How does Floyd Mayweather feel about these developments in boxing?
Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, keep it real.
I'm never that type of.
In a sit-down with Brian Mazik.
In a conversation with Brian Make, Floyd Mayweather shared his current priorities, and he didn't shy away from offering candid advice to the younger generation. When Alalshikh's name came up, Mayweather spoke about making local investments and growing businesses in one's own country. Make mentioned Alalshikh's influence, noting that many fighters are moving to Riyadh for better paychecks. But Mayweather wasn't particularly concerned. In a straightforward statement, he said, "I don't know him, but he seems like a pretty cool guy." While Mayweather didn't comment directly on Alalshikh or fighters in the Riyadh season, he made it clear that he speaks from his own perspective.
Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like...
"I can't speak on his situation or another fighter's situation," the 47-year-old added. Mayweather emphasized his focus on his own investments and his desire to offer guidance to younger fighters, encouraging them to think carefully about their financial futures. This conversation began when Mayweather was asked about his health regimen and the lessons he's learned throughout his career. Floyd explained that true wealth is health and how his focus on fitness led him to create his own supplement line and fitness gyms, which he's expanding globally.
In the same interview with Brian Mazik.
After retiring, Mayweather was frequently asked about the vitamins and workouts that kept him in top shape. This led him to develop his supplement line, One of One, driven by the desire to combat the issue of people dying too early. Floyd also spoke at length about his investments, particularly in real estate, and urged the younger generation to make smart, accessible investments that offer reasonable returns. One example is his real estate venture, V Properties, which demonstrates how he is giving back to his home country. He advises the youth to invest in things that can yield returns in a reasonable time frame. Mayweather explained that he prefers to invest in the US, where he understands the laws and regulations, compared to foreign markets where laws could change.
Life on my investments and giving the young generation some advice.
Yes, for sure. And obviously, your story is 100% a success story. You know, if people know about like, you know, areas in Grand Rapids, and to see where you were, you know, where you came from and where you are now is 100%.
Well, it wasn't just Grand Rapids. I had the chance. You know, my mother, her family is from Jersey.
This approach, according to Mayweather, offers more secure and predictable returns. I try to invest in my country because I know the laws and regulations where I live, he said. Both Mayweather and Alec are smart investors, not only in other industries, but also in the sport of boxing. During this period, Terence Crawford and Turki Alalshikh were pushing to make the Canelo fight happen.
Jersey, as well as New York and Florida. So when I was a kid, I would go back and forth. A lot of times in Jersey, a lot of time in New York. Then I go back to Grand Rapids. So born and raised in Grand Rapids, but I spent a lot of time in Jersey as well as New York when I was young. Also.
Yeah. Got you. So you talking about career, and I think a lot of that does really tie into what you're doing now, and I'm sure there's definitely tie-ins to.
In past talks about a potential fight against Crawford, Canelo Alvarez demanded $110 million, while he asked for $200 million to face David Benavidez, which he believed posed a higher risk due to their size difference. Not long ago, Canelo was asked how much he'd demand to fight Crawford and mentioned a sum of $150 million. It's unclear if that was a serious demand or just posturing. It's also unknown whether that response influenced Alik's decision to abandon the idea of a Canelo-Crawford super fight.
Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation.
For those familiar with the boxing world, negotiations often take time. But if both sides genuinely want the fight, it will happen eventually.
Yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Majimov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about now.
Despite promoter interest, Canelo Alvarez is cooled on the prospect of a mega fight with Terence Crawford. Speaking to the media, Canelo explained that he sees Crawford as a risk, but would be open to fighting him if the money is right.
And he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy.
A $150 million payout would require massive gate revenue for promoters. And Turki Alalshikh is well aware of this. Alalshikh took to social media to address Canelo's demands, saying, "I heard Canelo said he respects me, but doesn't like the way we do business. As for respecting me, that doesn't matter. I know why he doesn't like it. I target big fights at fair prices, which isn't appealing to those who prefer easy fights."
Pidiendo esa pelea, al final
claro que no. La quiero para mi hijo, por favor.
Sí, no, aquí yo creo que Crawford needs to fight Teofimo first, and then we'll see, right? At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not asking for that fight. They wanna make that fight because it's a payday, obviously, but I don't want that fight. I think Teofimo deserves more than me.
He's the king at 140 right now.
Yeah.
Turki has said that he's not in.
Alalshikh even questioned Canelo's fighting abilities, claiming that after his loss to Bivol, Canelo has been looking for easier fights. "I'm not afraid of fighting Benavidez or Crawford. I know he's wasting our time with big money demands that can't be paid. I'll continue making big fights that benefit boxing, while he focuses on easy, showy fights."
In the fight anymore. What's your reaction or your response to that?
Yeah, wait, take it easy. My response to Turkey is this. Yesterday, they text me. They text me and say, we can talk about the fight in February with Crawford. Yeah. They text me yesterday, and I say, look, I'm not gonna talk about any other fight. I'm focused 100% on this.
Crawford has been linked to several big names for his next fight, including unified super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez. His debut at the Riyadh season and his fight against Madrio has made these fantasy matchups more likely, but fans will have to wait a little longer to see Crawford back in the ring. In a recent interview with Don's Ariel, Turki Alalshikh confirmed that Crawford was a possibility for the recently announced card, but it looks like he'll have to wait until later in 2025 to return to the ring. "I tried But Crawford is not ready, Alex said.
Canelo's going back and forth with Turki, and if that fight is off the table, are you really motivated still by becoming undisputed at 54? And yeah, like what